Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, P Farm. Thinking right out in the lab, in the book, doing what I do for you. A little nippy, but I gotta keep my hands warm and keep moving. But I'm gonna do what I do for you. Let's go. Rightism. 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission. Yep, I'm on it. Is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. It's rhetorical, but if I had an answer for yourself, stay tuned. I can help you with that. That's what I do. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. That phrase that we use, right thinkers, me, myself, and I'm gonna break that down for you. It's really called this. What's this? The individual soul is composed of three bodies: me, myself, and I. Let's talk about it. This is what it looks like. Okay. And now that we're doing a meditation state, they're gonna show you different things. I'm gonna try to break it down for you as I learned it to show you where it comes from, what it means. This is the perfect concept. The bottom one is me. Second one's myself, and the third one is I, individual. I, the eighth letter in the alphabet. This infinite, that's representing a whole lot of stuff symbolically for those who don't know. All right, let's talk about the soul. The dot, whenever you see that dot, it represents God. See what it says, spirit up here, right there? Whenever you see that dot, you see the dot is in every one of them phrases, the dot is still there, right? Okay, that's the spirit that's in man, that soul, that don't go nowhere, okay? It's infinite. That's what you're saying. The real essence of us is God. We don't die, we multiply. All right, let's start at the top. It said the soul, that's God. You got an unconscious mind, that's the highest level. That's where Amun resides. Amun means hidden. That's the hidden spirit that's in us. That's how we know he's in us. He's hidden where? In our bodies, in our casual mind, and in our heart. We'll find that out later. But you got the subconscious. That subconscious mind is your astral body. That's the part about runs the whole body. Your subconscious makes all the functions of the body run. It's constant. It don't stop. And then you got the physical, what they call the conscious mind, or the waking state, or the physical body. The physical body is me. That's the ego saying me, me. Okay, that's what you identify with, and that's all right. But you got to understand, are you me when you go to sleep? You become a subtler body. What? It's up here now. Everything is mental. So you become a little lighter. You keep it substance. They call it gross sense, which the five senses control the brain thoughts. When you go to sleep, you're not using them. So they call it the astral body. Why? Because it's all up here in the mind, up in the atmosphere, higher level. And the third level, what they call your conscious body, there's no sense perception because the body is no longer needed. That's where you go after death. I tell you, that's the phase of practicing for death. Why? The unconscious state is where you're going to be, the deep unconscious state, philosophically. Hope I break it down so you can understand it. Let's start. The unconscious mind is the casual body. The subconscious mind, which runs the body, is called the astral body, the mental concept. And the conscious mind is the waking state, the physical body, the me, that you represent. Me, this is me, I'm me. Yeah, that's the body, and you're right. But you got to get understanding. Meditation helps you raise your conscious level to know that you're more than just the body. Okay, that's the God. That's the concept. The universal soul is eternal. That's God. Bodiless and all pervasive. That's the casual body that don't need a body. Okay, that's the soul, that's spirit, that's God, that's the dot. But the individual soul is composed of three separate entities. Again, the waking state, the physical body, me. The thought, imagination, dream state, the astral body. That's from neck up. Subtle sense, a little lighter. Why? You don't need the body to tell you anything. Why? It's all mental. The third level, the casual body, there's no sense perception. They don't need no body. That's what they call the deep unconscious. That's where all the spirits go in the hereafter. You get glimpses of it here because you can go there in the mind. You just got to raise it so you can understand it. That's all. Well, I dreamed this, I dreamed that. Yeah. That's all in your mind. I was watching Neil deGrasse and my man Terrence Howard go at it. Science against belief. Moving on. The mind and your nervous system. Understand, your brain, it sits inside your head. But the stem, spinal column, that runs the whole body. So it's like a tree branch, kind of, and all branches off. But your mind is in control. Watch this. The mind and your nervous system are instruments of the what? The true self. Okay, the casual self, the really you, which it uses, again, for the physical body to have what? Human experience in the realm of time and space. If that doesn't explain how we're here, then all that make me of that Garden of Eden, all that putting, I ain't got time for that. This makes a lot more sense. Just my perception. And which is what? Which it has created in much the same way. Watch this. This is perfect. And a person falls asleep. When we go to sleep, you develop an entire dream world where outside of your own conscious, you can't dream about something you don't know. You can't dream about something. No, it don't work that way. It's all internal. But the mind is limitless. It's boundless. That's what they're trying to teach you. I'm trying to get you to understand how to use it. It is at what? The unconscious and the subconscious levels where what? Where your most intensive work of what? Yoga takes place, because it is here that the conscious identification of a person creates the impressions where? In their mind, and where desires based and these impressions develop, what? It is these desires that keep what? You, the aspirant, what? Involved in the realm of time and space, or free you, the aspirant, from the world of time and space. What that mean? If you're caught up in materialistic things, you ain't going the right way. When you get spiritual, those things don't matter that much for you. That's the difference. That's what I mean by the spiritual part. And watch this. Now, if they are supplemented into what? Spiritual desires for what? Enlightenment. You aspire to know yourself. You aspire to be better for yourself. That's called enlightenment. You get that by putting in the work. And the desire, watch this, the desire to attain enlightenment, they call that religion. It's a natural phenomenon. It should be natural. It is not viewed, watch this, in the same manner as ego-based desires. The me, the I, the greed. Two different aspects. Lower nature, self, higher nature, others. I had to learn that when I got cats. I tell you, I wasn't a pet lover. Now I got cared about something other than myself. I never had that. Moving on. And watch this. Now it is viewed as what? Being aspirations. You want better for yourself, which is a positive movement. That's what the church and religion is supposed to be about. I understand the purpose of it. We're not doing it the way it is. Simple as that. But I get it. But the whole idea is to move it for what? Spiritual enlightenment. And that is the term used to describe what? The highest level of spiritual awakening. Spiritual ignorance means not knowing. Spiritual awakening, spiritual enlightenment means to know. Spirit is God. Come on now. You can be God ignorant or you can be God enlightened. It's your choice. You can be religious or whatever you want to call it. But I tell you, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And I understand that totally. So whatever else you got to sell, move on to the next one while I ain't buying. Simple as that. I bought what I'm buying. I'm good with that. Simple as that. What if you're wrong? I can live with that. Again, I've been wrong before. Took my lumps, did. Ain't nothing changed. Moving on. But what if you're wrong? Don't keep worrying about what happened to me. You should be worrying about you. All right? But it means what? attaining such a level of spiritual awareness. That means you need to be aware of God. You can't walk around, I believe in God. God can save me. God can help me. God can give you that stupid nonsense. Again, a philosophy that you can use and manifest to become spiritually aware that what? One now is able to discover their underlying unity with what? With that of the entire universe. That what's in me is inside the world. I'm part of all this whole big picture. Yeah. As well as the fact. That's a fact, not a concept, not a thought, not a philosophy. It's a fact. But the source of all creation is the same source from which what the innermost self in our human beings within every human heart arises. I want to drop the pen, but I did, but that wasn't for that. But that was one of them. Did you understand that? If you got to run back and take a few minutes, digest that. That's information that you should have understanding about. And now let's deal with what they call the externalized consciousness, which is what? Being distracted by the ego self of worldly objects. Those people who like things. Persons, places, and things, objects. They're not worried about nothing else. Why? That's what makes them happy. Being around a crowd of people, showboating. My mom said, yeah, you got like your dad. You love to talk. Thanks, Mom. But when I talk, I'm talking for a reason and a purpose, not to get in your pants, get in your pocket. Okay, I got nothing need for that nonsense. Okay, I'm a teacher. So, yeah, I do talk. And I'll never forget the first show my mother saw after an hour. She said, well, you didn't cuss. That's my mom. All right, so let's talk about the distracted, externalized consciousness against the internalized consciousness. Two separate entities. What's the difference? First one is the distracted by egoism and worldly objects. Is this you? The light of the self, which is conscious, shines through the mind. And this is what sustains life. Again, the flow of consciousness in most people is from what? Within moving outward. This causes them to be what? Externalized and distracted, and they will lose energy. Energy vampires, those kind of people, negative people. Watch this. Where the mind goes, energy flows. What you believe, what you think, that's what you're going to focus on, even if it's wrong. Yeah. Now, have you ever noticed that you can feel someone actually looking at you? You can feel eyes on you. We all been there, okay? It's a normal thing. Watch this. Why? This is because there is a subtle energy, okay, that feeling being transmitted through what? Their vision, which is an intention of the mind, emotion control. Watch this. Those who live in this external state of mind are not aware of what? The source of all consciousness. They just think it's all about them. That's the ego. No God, just me. I, myself. No am. Meditation, there you go. This is the purpose of meditation, right there. Meditation, as well as the other disciplines of yoga, which we got Maya, serve to what? Reverse the flow of consciousness on itself. And you're going inside. So that what? Your mind acts as now a mirror, which will reveal what? The true self. They tell you like a lake, it would mirror itself when nothing's going on. It should be clear and crisp. You can see to the bottom of the water. The mind should be like that in order to function correctly, like it should. And now let's talk about the internalized consciousness of yoga and the practitioner or followers of right thinking philosophy. Watch this. Most people are unaware that there are deeper levels to their being, just as they are unaware, again, ignorant of the fact that the physical reality is not physical. We talked about that before. Why? Quantum physics experiments have proven that the physical world is not composed of matter, but of energy. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But this supports our ancient findings of what? The ancient sages who have taught that for thousands of years. Okay? That the reality which is experienced in the human form by human senses is not the absolute. That's why the physical body will die. The experiences from here don't go but so far. That makes you limited in the physical body. The spirit is unlimited. Let's understand that. And the reality, watch this, but a conditional one. Meaning, as long as it's in the physical body, it's limited to the physical time and place. And that's fine. You have the freedom to do what you want with it. Get it in shape, let it go out of shape, poison it, do what you want with it, use it up, however. But watch this now. Therefore, you must strive as the individual. We all concerned about, well, what they doing? What they doing? How they doing? No, you should more focus on yourself. Oh, that's being conceited. Well, you need to be conceited and selfish if you want to survive. How about that? Take care of you first. Before I can help anybody else, I got to make sure I got me together. We don't do that. You want somebody else to help you get yourself together. No, it's self. Self means by yourself. So therefore, you must strive to what? Rise beyond. Again, raise your consciousness. Abide beyond your conditioned mind of ignorance and the five senses of the body. What? In order to perceive reality as it truly is. It's mental. It ain't physical. Just as the sun is revealed when what? When the clouds disperse. The sun is up there, but the clouds covering it. You just know it's up there. It ain't doing nothing when you got it. Ain't heating us up. It ain't giving us nothing. The light is still coming through, but it's not serving a purpose. But watch this. When the clouds disperse, so now the light of the self, the clouds is ignorance. When that go past, the light of yourself now is revealed. When your mind is free of ignorance, negative thoughts, imaginations, bad ideas, delusional concepts, and gross emotions because you are ignorant, and your sentimental attachments, everything means something to you. Yeah. You can't take none of it with you. Don't get attached to all this nonsense. I say that when you get rid of some stuff. I ain't throwing away my stuff. So it's but understand it. Being attached to physical things don't really amount to much. But we all have that. Why? Because it means something to you. I understand that. And everybody should. But in fact, these thoughts, watch this, those imaginations, those bad ideas, those delusions, those gross emotions, and your sentimental attachment, etc., are what? Are refractions of what? The light of yourself. That's the ignorant part of you shining through, not the good part. The light of your innermost consciousness, which is the self, your true identity. That's what you do when you go into meditative state. That's how you raise your consciousness from this ordinary person to this super conscious person with knowledge of self. That makes you superhuman. Self-knowledge is the real power. Oh, knowledge is power. No, it's what you do with the knowledge that makes it powerful. And if you got self-knowledge, that makes you super powerful. Come on, man. Y'all playing these games. All right, but wrapping it up. The self, your true identity is what? Now it's visible to what? To your conscious mind. Meaning you realize it. Oh, you think? Now, how is this possible? Put the work in, practice daily practice of Maya, right thinking philosophy, and what happened. And this is the teachings and the goal of right thinking philosophy and meditation practices is to get you to reach that level within yourself, for yourself. That's what we call it, self-improvement, self-knowledge, knowing thyself. I'm gonna get one more lesson. I'm gonna get one more page here. I can get it in, hopefully. All right, this is called the universal body, which is our soul. The individual body, which is us individual in the flesh. Our mind and senses is how we relate to the physical body. The astral body is when we lay down and go to sleep. We don't need the body. And that's called the duat. It's the tuat, okay? Because they spelled it the T-U, but we know it as the T and the D flip-flop. But it's the tuat, or AKA the underworld. The physical body and the physical world. When you are active and not practicing or experiencing the wisdom of yoga, you are distracted from what? The real you. Your focus should be to know you. Find the kingdom of you first. Everything else will be given to you. Not get everything in the world and then find yourself. They ain't saying that. The distraction, this distraction which comes from what? Your own egoistic desires, your physical cravings, and your endless motion of thoughts in the mind of the what? The veil, which blocks your perception of your deeper essence, your ego self. This is all from the egoistic desires of the flesh. It don't know no higher level. It done edged God out. Remember? So the self, hello, that's you, the real you, the absolute you. These distractions keep you what? Involved with your mind, your senses, the physical body, and that what? You have come to believe that this is the real you. This is me. I'm me. 200 pounds, blah, blah, blah. When your body is motionless, perfect example, here we go, and you're thinking and feeling, you are mostly what? Associated with what? From neck up. When you go to sleep, body senses no longer is in control. Now the mind. At times when you are not thinking, ain't paying attention. Everybody should be thinking. That's what the mind does. But such as in what? The dreamless state. Then you are what? Associated with your higher self. That's the conscious. That's the casual self. You only get there when you pass the other two stages. You reach there every now and then. You don't go there on a regular basis. Why? You go there. That's where the rest is spot when this is all over. That's why. That's the goal. But however, this connection in the dream state, the dreamless state, excuse me, is veiled by what? Your ignorance. Why? Because you are already asleep and you're not aware of the experience that you're having. That's when you wake up, man, whoa, yeah. That's what it does. It's refreshing. Okay, it reboots you, so to speak. But now during that time, you do, however, experience profound what? Peace and rest. Everybody says the same thing. I'm just trying to explain to you what you did. If you don't know it, don't tell me what I'm telling you about it is wrong. Just listen, pay attention, try to learn. This is the possible, this is what? Possible because why? You are turning away from your egoistic personality in your individual self, and now you are what? Growing into what? The higher realm of your inner self. Your true self, aka higher self. That's why you keep pointing up. In essence, you are moving closer to that which is, which universal, and turning away from that which is what? Limited. Think unlimited, think unlimited. Don't think human. We think we are human. We don't know that we're gods. Once you have knowledge of self, you no longer think human. That's the difference. And the world, watch this, the world, okay, in order to discover this realm of knowledge of self, Nihas, you must consciously, you got to know what? To turn away from the phenomenal world, submit your ego. Don't let the ego make you want to do things that just because it's there, they go. No, the world is your ego. Hey, and what? It's the problems. That's what causes most of your problems. Your ego self. Why? It's going to have you doing things that you may not want to do if you got better understanding of yourself. And its problems, concerns, and the worries is full of anxieties of what? This physical world, which is what? Distracting you from your inner reality. Being able to focus, meditate informally, keep your God conscious, keep your focus and spiritual discipline on everything you do, whatever it is you're doing. And this practice of what? Yoga, aka right thinking philosophy, accomplishes this task. I proved that by what? Daily meditation. And when it's backed up by practice of right thinking philosophy, the yoga philosophy is what? The most powerful agent of self-discovery. I got the best way to know thyself. How about that? That's what they're telling you. This is the way. And for those who follow it, you'll know that. Those who don't, it'll make a difference. So you can't miss what you can't measure. Understand that. So worry about what ain't being done is the least of your concerns. Get better at that. And the practice of daily meditation allows you to now to develop what? A higher awareness of self, which will affect all aspects of your personal life. You're making a change. I used to do stuff that I don't do no longer. I made the change. He didn't change. Simple. But most importantly, and I'm taking it home with this one, it gives you, the aspirant, the person, the right thinker, the experiential knowledge of your true self. That's my pin dropper on that one. Because my whole goal is to get you to know yourself. That's your true self. But you need to have knowledge. You need to put work in. It don't just happen through prayer and want. No, the thing that you have to do yourself to know yourself. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. That's it. In closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100, me, 100 miles a day. So I never know that my right thinkers who knew themselves, who don't really pass away. I'll be back.